James was a quiet boy. He lived in a small town with his mother. He was not very strong, and he was not very fast. At school, many children laughed at him. They called him weak and useless. James felt sad, but he did not say anything. He wanted to prove them wrong. One day, the school announced a big race. All the students could join. The winner would get a medal. James wanted to try, but everyone laughed. "You are too slow, James," they said. "You can never win." Even his teacher looked at him with doubt. James did not listen to them. He started training every day. He woke up early in the morning and ran around the park. At first, he was very slow. His legs hurt and he wanted to stop. But he remembered the cruel words of his classmates. He wanted to show them he was strong. So he kept running. His mother saw him training. She was proud of him. "You are doing great, James," she said. "Do not give up." Her words gave James hope. He trained harder. Every day he became a little faster. He started to believe in himself. The day of the race came. Many students joined, including the fastest boy in school, Mark. Mark always won races. He was sure he would win again. "You should not even try, James," he said. "This race is not for losers." James ignored him. He took his place at the starting line. His heart was beating fast. The whistle blew and the race started. At first, James was behind. Mark and the others were ahead. But James did not stop. He kept running. Slowly, he passed one boy, then another. The finish line was near. Mark was still in front, but he was getting tired. James ran as fast as he could. He thought about all the times people called him weak. He thought about all his training. He pushed himself harder. Then, in the last moment, he passed Mark. James crossed the finish line first. The crowd was silent for a second. Then they started cheering. James won. He did it. His classmates could not believe it. Even Mark was shocked. The teacher smiled and gave James the medal. "You worked hard, James. You deserve this." James felt happy. He proved everyone wrong. He was not weak. He was strong. He looked at his mother and she was smiling. He learned an important lesson that day. Hard work and belief in yourself can change everything. After the race, everything changed for James. His classmates saw him differently. They no longer laughed at him. Instead, they respected him. Some even asked him for advice on running. James was happy, but he knew this was only the beginning. Mark, however, was not happy. He had always been the best, and now he had lost. He felt angry and embarrassed. At first, he ignored James. But as days passed, he realized James had worked hard to win. Mark decided to talk to him. "James," he said one day after school, "you ran well. I didn't think you could do it, but you proved me wrong." James smiled. "Thanks, Mark. I just kept training. You are still a great runner." Mark nodded. "Maybe we can train together?" he asked. James was surprised but happy. "Yes, that would be great." From that day, James and Mark trained together. They pushed each other to be better. Their friendship grew, and so did their skills. In the next big race, they both ran their best. This time, Mark won, but James was right behind him. James did not feel sad. He knew he had come a long way. He was not the weak boy from before. He had become strong, and he had gained a friend. The real victory was not just winning the race. It was proving to himself that he could do anything if he worked hard. As time passed, James became even better. He started joining more races and winning medals. He was no longer afraid of failure. He enjoyed running, and he enjoyed improving himself. Mark also kept training, and together they became the best runners in school. One day, their coach invited them to a regional competition. It was a big event, and many strong runners would be there. James felt nervous, but he remembered how far he had come. He accepted the challenge with confidence. The race was difficult. The other runners were fast and experienced. At first, James struggled to keep up, but he did not give up. He focused on his training and kept running. With each step, he gained more confidence. In the end, he finished in third place. It was not first, but it was a great achievement. James felt proud. He had come so far from the boy who was once laughed at. He knew that his journey was not over. There would be more races, more challenges, and more victories. But no matter what, he would keep running because running had changed his life. And so, James and Mark continued their journey, always pushing themselves, always believing in each other, and always striving to be the best they could be.